Okay, so welcome back to the Propex24 SaxoPRO demo, and we've just set up a watch list on the previous video, and what we're going to quickly have a look at now is just rearranging the screen a little bit, and then placing an order, modifying an order, cancelling an order, and well, if we have time we'll have a look at a few things for the charting. So let's get on to moving the screens around and getting it the way you would like it. Now in this screen that we've sort of changed around a touch, but not really that much, we've got an account summary down here. Now we don't really need that because there is an account tab up here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to what they call undock it. So I'm grabbing, putting my mouse on the grey bar and moving it out, and then it turns into a normal sort of a Windows look, and I can close it and get rid of it. If I wanted to put it back, I just click on the grey bar again, grab it in and release my mouse, and there it is, it's all docked in. But what we were going to do, we're actually going to get rid of that. So we're going to drag it out and close it, and that means it removes it off this main screen. And then what I'm going to do then is make my chart just a little bit bigger, and I'll move that across as well, and then across as well. And I can always go into the account tab because all the account stuff is in there anyway. So back to trading. So you can move these screens around, as I said, by grabbing on the grey and then putting it back. So that's how you arrange it. Now if you want anything, you think, oh, you know, I want something that's not there, like depth, for example. Just go to menu, and in menu you're presented with three things: trading, research, and account. In the account section, that's where you do all your reports. You get all your statements. You can configure a statement for a month, for a week, for a year, whatever you want. You can print all those off in PDF or Excel, send straight to your accountant, and it's job done. Very, very good way to manage, and you can also withdraw funds from there, convert currencies in there, and pretty much manage a whole account and your transactions, along with corporate actions if you're holding shares in the account or you have shares that you're trading. But back to the trading side of it. So if I want, for example, a depth trader in there, what I can do is, as I said, click on the menu, click on depth trader, and a depth trader comes up. Now if I want to put that depth trader into somewhere where I can see it, I could, if I didn't want the chart, I could put it in place of the chart, or what I could do is just put it as a tab in there. Okay, so all I did, if I want to drag it back out again, I drag it out, there it is, put my mouse on the grey, put it back in, and it's a depth trader. Now as you know, I linked the windows before, and it's going to link that one as well. So now it's got the E-mini in there because that's the last thing that we looked at. Now this is a demo, so it doesn't have all the actual depth listed there, but if it did, it'd have all the bids down this side and all the offers down that side. So I'm just going to go back to Craig there. So if I click on Aussie dollar, everything changes to Aussie dollar, and this is obviously Aussie dollar as well. So now we're going to get on to order placement, and for this exercise, let's again look at the E-mini. So I'm going to click on the E-mini there. It's the chart and everything's changed, and let's say that, you know, we're building up into a little bit of a maybe a little bit of a rally there. So let's say I want to go along the mini S&P. Now it's already got it in there. This ticket will show you the bid and offer on the last trade and how far it's up, or whatever the case may be. You'll note here that it says 10-minute delayed, and it also tells you that the CME, which is Chicago Mercantile Exchange, is open, and hence there's a green light there. These other buttons up here is for me to check on trading conditions, which we'll look at in another video, and or convert that to a CFD if I wanted to do CFDs instead of the future. If margin is in short supply, in other words you don't have a lot to play with, maybe you look at the CFD. But let's just go back to the futures for the exercise here. And let's say that, for example, I want to buy one mini S&P on a limit order at say 29.99.50, which is 7 points or so below the market where it is at the moment. And I can do that. And what a lot of people would like to do is put on a automatic take profit and stop loss. So if I want to do that, all I do is click on add take profit, and it's put in some take profit and a stop loss here already. And I could, if I was happy with those levels, I could change them a little bit, or I could just accept them and put them in. You can also look at the take profit options. So for example, you could, in this case it's a limit order, but I could make the unit of profit like a tick or a percent, or in the demo it says euros, but in the real one it would be in this case, because it's a mini S&P, be in US dollars. For the exercise, I'm just going to go with limit and price, and I'm going to go with these particular figures here. So I'm just going to place that order, and it gives me or tells me what I'm going to do. I'm going to buy one. It's a mini S&P, a limit price of 99.50. GDC, if done, I'm going to sell it at 30.15 to take profit. ACO 29.85 on stop, and that's my order, and I'm going to confirm that. So over on this side, it gives me every leg of that order. In other words, the first get in leg, which is the limit part, and then what I'm going to do on the back of getting set on that. So we can see the order here sitting. We can see the stop and the take profit. Now I can clearly cancel it all just by hitting that cancel button, or if I say, you know what, I want to amend that order, I'm not happy with the stop there, I want to move that up, so I can move that up. So I move it up to a 6.5 and place that on. I could have changed the stop, the take profit as well if I'd wanted to. I could have moved that up, which I can still do, up to say 16.25. Boom. Okay. Now, so that was waiting. Now, and let's say, for example, that you think, oh, you know, I just want to get into this trade, so I want to pretty much go to market on that order. Now, there's a couple of different ways to do that. You can right-click and go modify order. You could click on those three dots and pretty much bring up the same thing. Everything in this is pretty much right-click. So you just right-click and it'll bring up what you want. So in this instance, so what I'm going to do is going to modify that order. Now the market's at 3,006.75. I just want to get set. So if I wanted to, I can use my up-down arrows on that as well, by the way. So if I just wanted to get set at and not miss out on the offer, I can just change the price and go modify order, place the order, and I have bought one there. Now in the screen here where it's got my working orders, it's now got the take profit and the stop loss in there, right? So the take profit is at 16.25, the stop loss is at 86.5, and down here is telling me that my position is long and one lot at that's the price I bought it at, and it's saying that the last price is there, and that's giving me the P&L. Now remember that these P&Ls are in euros and things like that because of the demo, but for the point of the exercise, it's just the fact to show you that it's there. And with all these screens, you can move these columns around in all of them. Okay, so and there's a whole range of sort of columns that you can use, but that's quite a simple process to slide them around. So I'm in the trade, and now I think, well, you know what, I want to let's say I want to get out of this trade. So there's a couple of things I can do. I could close the order there just by hitting close. It brings up a market order, and I can just flick that through. Or what I could do is I could say, okay, well, I want to amend that order, and I want to pretty much sell it at market. So if I just put that down to 3005. So I'm going to be selling into the bid. Done. Okay. Because I've modified that order, it's cancelled everything else I'm working, and effectively all I've got is the one fill. So I'm square. It says open there because that trade theoretically hasn't been settled yet. That happens after the close of the session. But the bottom line is it's telling you, are you long or short? Well, no, you're square. Okay. So that's an order placed. It's an order cancelled, and you've also seen how to modify that order.